Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe. Some of you know Bridget Bardot. Well, now it's time for the Cognac Show. I said cognac, ooh, ooh. I said cognac, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm your bubbly blonde, fabulously dressed to impress. One-of-a-kind girl. I was brought into this world wrapped up in pearls. I love to mingle, though my husband reminds me I'm not single. I meet and greet both the famous and the elite. I ride in limousines, drinking the finest champagne, wearing furs, dazzling diamond jewelry. A girl can't complain. I live the upscale life, dining in the finest restaurants, eating the best caviar for free. And no matter how much I enjoy myself, they can't.
Hello, darlings. Welcome back to Mumia Cocktail Lounge, located at 157 Lafayette Street in Soho. And I'm here with this fabulous recording artist, solo artist, Lenny Revell. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Cognac's Corner and Mumia. What do you think of the place?
Oh, it's really exotic looking. I like the whole Egyptian feel. That's really, really
Pretty
cool.
sexy, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Real Cleopatra-like.
Very Cleopatra-like. I love it myself. That's why I picked this place to do my TV show.
Oh,
but
yeah.
It was totally fabulous, very photogenic, and the perfect place to do a TV show with lots of New Yorkers, fashionistas, fashion designers, recording artists, soap opera actors, and people like yourself. Tell me a little bit more about how you became a solo artist.
Well, I was very young. I was 9 years old, and I started on the piano. And then around 16, I attempted to write my own song. And then around 18 or 19, I discovered Elton John. And that's what encouraged me to kind of go in the pop direction, coming from the classical direction. And
Is that what you were studying, classical music?
Initially, yeah. Most people start playing an instrument, start with classical. Not all, but a lot. And from that point, I really liked what he was doing with the piano, and I decided to go that direction with my music because when I naturally composed, it seemed very similar naturally to his style, so I decided that's where I should be doing with it.
So tell me, where would you like to be going now with your music? What would you like people to, when they listen to your music, what would you like them to reflect on?
Well, you know, it's like anything else. Everybody's going to get something different out of it. But I hope that whatever it is, it's universally going to be positive, and that they're going to be able to not only get entertained, but I wanted to add an element of education to my music, because a lot of what I draw from inspiration-wise for lyrics comes from the East. So, you know, I'm very, very influenced by Eastern philosophy and a lot of deep thought.
Why is that?
Well, I don't know. When I was young, I always had such a passion for deep spiritual meaning, philosophical meaning behind a lot of things, because otherwise things kind of tend to look very, you know, shallow. You know, there's always got to be a depth and a meaning behind a lot of things to me, for me to be interested in them. And it's just something that I enjoy. I enjoy learning about, you know, why people are the way they are. You know, instead of just accusing somebody or celebrating somebody, I like to see how the process began for them to achieve the level they're at. And it's usually the journey that really inspires me the most behind a lot of things. Like my current CD, Lessons, all of them, I called it that because a lot of the songs are basically lessons. There's one called All in Your Head, which is basically about learning how it's not the situation necessarily that's good or bad, but your reaction to it, how you want to look at it. There's one called Change, We have to learn to adapt to the ever-changing circumstances in order to grow, in order to be alive with life. And then there's one called expectations, how never to expect more than you're willing to put into things. So all these different elements help mold my lyrical style. Musical style happens to be very contemporary sounding, but the lyrics are a lot deep, much deeper, I think.
You sound very special too.
Yeah, they do. And I understand that people don't like to be preached to, but at the same time, making things too simple and redundant kind of tends to be kind of boring. You know, I mean, there's only so much of, you know, you left me and I feel pathetic that you can take. You know, sometimes you want to throw an added spice in there, change things around.
I know what you mean. I mean, a lot of recording artists, they write the same old thing. It's like a love song. And, you know, the girl left them, and they're trying to get the person back, and, you know, and it's the same thing over and over again.
Exactly.
So you try to make that a little bit different.
Yeah, I mean, love songs are always going to be there, but the nice thing is you can add your own little flavor to it to make it a little different than what you're normally used to seeing. Like recently I wrote a new song about two people falling in love in the Middle Ages, dying and reincarnating and finding themselves again as adults. And
that's interesting.
Yeah.
You believe in that? Do you believe in reincarnation?
I personally do, because I don't think that there's, I mean, if you go into a Barnes & Noble, for instance, you look around, that just represents only a little small facet of the things that you don't know. You're just looking around, and you can't learn everything in one life. So I believe a lot of it's built off of karma. You know?
Do you ever have an experience of deja vu, and has that ever made you write a song because of it?
Not so much deja vu to write a song. I've experienced deja vu, but I've also experienced other things that help me inspire to write stuff. Yeah.
So you have experienced that deja vu. Most people have. Some people don't even know what that is, but they've experienced it. Most people do experience deja vu in their life.
Yeah, I would say.
And when they're younger, they seem to experience it more. As they get older, they don't. That is true. I read that somewhere, that when you're a child, you have more experiences of deja vu than you do as an adult.
Well, in thinking kind of in that sort of pattern, I would tend to think that that's the result of when you die in your past life and you come and you're still young and you're growing up as a kid, those memories are more fresh from the previous life.
Yes.
When you get old, you get more callous, set in your ways, and you kind of tend to turn things off and don't acknowledge things.
Exactly.
You know, so you always have to have the wisdom of an elder, but have the youthfulness and open-mindedness of a youth. And that's the perfect balance to put together in a person.
Now, you think you've lived in another life. You've had an experience in a past life. What, can you pick on a period of time that maybe, that you lived?
Well, I don't know personally, but I've heard a psychic tell me once that I was out in Europe. And I was an artist out there, and I was poor and stuff. But I mean, these things are hard. I mean, how would you be able to prove something like that? It's hard.
You can't prove it. No.
Yeah, I mean.
But do you think the psychic was right? Do you feel that? Do you have that feeling that he was right about that?
Well, I will say this. I think that a lot of our interests today and what captivates us may not necessarily be from just this life. I think a lot of things can be brought over from past lives that you'd enjoyed. So say, for instance, you were a kickboxer and you enjoyed that. In this life, if you're born, you would, and the minute you've seen something along that line, you might be gravitated towards that because out of past interest. And you would, you know, want to do that and have that experience again. And experiences are just endless. You can have as many experiences as you want. Keep coming back as much as you want. And a lot of it's based off of the energies that you leave behind, your thoughts and your mind and everything, patterns.
Interesting. Is there a website or a MySpace that my audience can find out more information about your music?
It's myspace.com/Lenny Revell, LENNY REVELL band, BAND. I have a main website, lennyrevell.com, but we're currently trying to get some professional people to kind of really spice it up and update it because it's a little old and it's hard because it's kind of fixed. I'm not really a good web designer, so I need to get someone to kind of up it up.
Gonna give me a kiss goodbye, darling?
Absolutely.
Keep watching. More celebrity interviews coming up, darlings. Pink champagne kisses.